What stands between you and succeeding is making the choice that for the longest time you haven't made. And it's a very simple choice, the choice of leaving comfort behind. What requires for you to succeed is actually very simple when it comes to the principle that you have to follow, the mentality that you have to embrace, the perspective that you need to have. Of course, it's complicated and it's hard, but what you need to do up here, the change that you need to do, is simple. It is very simple. Perhaps too simple. But it is hard. Especially for someone like me. It is that choice of leaving comfort behind. The comfort of you indulging into what you want today instead of doing the things that will get you towards what you really want in the future. Towards what you want in the end. That's really all I have to say. The choice is really simple. It is a very simple choice that most of the people who want to succeed, most of the ambitious people, never make. Because everything else is kind of obvious, you know? Like, mistakes that you have to avoid on your journey to success, like be humble, whatever else. And don't be consumed by anything like hatred or envy or pride, even. Like I said, be humble. Everything else is just things that are not hard to choose. The hardest choice is the first one, is to leave comfort behind. Because that's why it's called a comfort zone, because it is like a place that you don't want to leave. It's like a bed that keeps you warm and keeps you cozy. And as soon as you pull the blankets out, you feel cold. So you don't even end up getting up from the bed. Not a bad analogy, I think. It is something that keeps you there and tells you sweet things. And I think David Goggins has very good analogies for this. Like that mental lab. You could call it a mental lab. It is. I don't know. It's interesting. There is, thank you in case you said bless you, even if mentally I'm kidding. There is something that I wrote not long ago, and it goes something along the lines of this. It is that the mind is where all your actions come from. It is what controls everything that you do. And by coincidence, the mind is what we have most control over. We have control over our thoughts, our feelings, and our perspectives. Even the way we view ourselves, the way we view the world, the way we use logic to understand the world and ourselves. We have control over those things, and we can change them as quickly as the blink of an eye. We have full power over them. That's why it differs so much from person to person. We have full power over our brains and our beliefs. And all action stems from this one tool that you have full control over, the most powerful tool in the universe, the mind. That's where it is all born, and that's also where it is all prevented or ended. That's also where all your blockage comes from. That's also where all your doubts come from. That's also where all your desire for comfort comes from. And it doesn't take a gamble for you to change those things. It doesn't take a climb for you to change those things. It doesn't take a sacrifice, like of a limb or something, or a loved one, for you to make that choice. It's not a hard choice, and it's not a hard action, but it does feel like a sacrifice, or at least we're so scared of doing it because we see it as one. And I mean, logically so, because you're sacrificing that which you've held on to for your entire life. But what I said remains true. It is one choice, and it is the most simple choice. It's either work towards what you want in the end, or keep indulging in what you want now. In other words, like keep thinking with your dick, for example. For men, at least. Or your lizard brain, I don't know, whatever it is, your primitive mind. It is so easy to get caught up on the things that give us the most pleasure, because anything can give us pleasure right now. We live in an economy of pleasure. The world is driven by pleasure. They say it's a man's world, but pussy makes the world go round. And that's very true. And you know what else? Comfort makes the world go round. It's not just that, what I said. It's comfort itself. It's pleasure itself. Comfort and pleasure really go hand in hand. And once you let go of these things for something greater than yourself and your own selfish and primitive desires, then you start growing. You start growing from something other than just a zombie that is led by those impulses. You become a being led by the mind, led by wisdom, led by ambition. And most people don't do this, but it's not meant for most people. It's meant for the few who are willing to make the sacrifice, who see how important it is, and whose ambitions are much greater than their fears. There's a lot of things that I could say on this matter, but it is really just that. It is as simple as this. There's just a lot of elaboration that you could do on the matter, but you can't put it that simply. It is one choice. One choice. Do or don't. Take that leap or remain where you've always been. Keep trying or give up. Try your best or don't. Let go of comfort or remain a loser and a slave for the rest of your life. A follower. A submissive person. Somebody who accepts whatever is thrown at him. Whatever the world dictates for him. whatever society has prepared for that person. A person who tolerates the least for themselves. And that's not a life I want to live.